Good morning. My name is Amy Gill, your pharmacist that cares. So, I kind of want to continue on from what I was talking about last week about one of my topics, and I want to talk about feeding your mind positivity and how important it is to be positive in all aspects of our life because misery loves company, right? So when you start feeding those negative things coming, it just snowballs, right? When you're around negative company, it just snowballs. So you need to think who you surround yourself with because that is so important. Your inner circle, right? We can't obviously change some people that we need to be around with, whether they're coworkers, they're relatives, but we can limit our interaction with those negative thoughts because it is so important to be positive. And sometimes you can actually change them. Your positive attitude might start rubbing off, or it might turn them off one way or another. I remember this was years ago. There was a lady that used to come up to the pharmacy, and she'd come to the drop off window or pick up either way, and she'd have this sour expression on her face all the time. And I would try to get her to smile and win her over. Finally, because I was consistent and I never gave up, and she was there, oh my gosh, more than once a month. Finally, the woman smiled at me. I'm like, oh my gosh, I felt like I really won, but I didn't give up, right? Because to me, if you can spread that happiness and positivity everywhere, everybody's happy because life is overwhelming, right? Life happens, things can get crazy. But let's talk about your health and wellness. So it can be very overwhelming if you just say, I want to get healthy. What does that mean, right? And then you're just like, oh my gosh, you can't even do it. And that's why we need to pick little aspects to start with, right? Those little steps and stay positive about them. One thing that you need to completely get out of your vocabulary is the word diet, because there is nothing positive about the word diet. Because when you're like, oh, I got to do low carb diet, I got to do low sodium diet, all these, that doesn't sound good, right? Because you're cutting stuff out. Diet means you're depriving yourself of things. Even let's talk about diet soda. Okay, when it comes to diet soda, what do they take out of diet soda? Like sugar, right? And they replace it with artificial things. So those aren't good for you. If you're going to have that, you're still better having real sugar than all those artificial things, right? Because your body just can't break those things down. So there is just really nothing good about the word diet, because that to me just sets you up for failure. Because when you think of it, it's a short-term thing, right? I'm going to go on this diet, I'm going to lose this weight, whatever. And even talking about losing weight, if you lose something, you lose your phone, which happens frequently. You lose your keys, you lose your purse, whatever it is, your credit cards, whatever, you lose something, you hope to find it, right? If you lose it, you really hope to find it. So you never want to say, I want to lose weight. No, there are other ways you can say it. I want to release this. You want to release that to the atmosphere. You don't want to find it. You don't want to come back to you. So those are all just little things that you can do when you change the way you talk to make yourself successful. Because when you eat healthy all the time, when you're choosing those good things, that's what's going to happen, right? And if you start feeling better, it's easy to keep doing these things. And that just rubs off on everybody, right? The positive rubs off on everybody. I drive the kids to school, right? So there's traffic a lot of times. And I do check to see sometimes which way is the better option to go. Now, sometimes the unexpected happens and maybe there's an accident that happens that my map hadn't told me that was there. So, you can think of two things like, oh my goodness, we are going to be late to school because of this accident. No. Be happy you're not in the accident, right? You're okay. Whether you get to school on time or a few minutes late, you're still there safely. So you always want to flip it around. It's always that half glass full, not half empty. So Alex has playoffs starting this weekend for hockey. And it's elimination. So if you lose, you're done. But that's not the way he's thinking about it. First game Saturday. So he said, Mom, okay, when we win Saturday, we play on Sunday, right? I'm like, yes. And then when we win on Sunday, we play the next weekend, right? Yes. So that's how we look at it. We look at the positive when it comes to those things. When the kids get out of the car at school, it's always have a great day, because your mind hears great day. right? You never want that. That's the last words you're saying to your kid or your spouse or whoever it is as you're hanging up the phone or they're getting out of the car. You always want to set that happy, positive mood because that really is going to set up the day. In the morning, when I go wake up the kids, the sun's finally starting. It's getting a little lighter, right? Before the time changes. So it helps as, we're getting up in the morning and it's not dark, but I'll usually go up there kind of singing sometimes, good morning to them. And that is the way the day is going to start off. Is it hard to get out of bed sometimes? Yeah, it is. We all think that. But be happy you are going to have an amazing day, right? It's the way you look at yourself in the mirror. I've talked about this before. You can look at yourself and be like, oh, you look tired. You didn't sleep well. Or you can smile at yourself in the mirror and you can say good things to yourself. I am full of energy. I am a great mom. I am a great parent. I am a great spouse. I am a this. I am that. I am successful. Because all those affirmations, those are positive things you're putting in your mind, and your mind hears those things. You start saying those things to yourself day after day after day. It really works. It truly, truly does. But we have to stay in that positive mode in every aspect of our life. And I really feel that I'm setting my children up for that as I see them, when we're talking about whether it's a test or anything that's going on, the kids are very quick to correct each other if one doesn't say it properly. I know one day we were going to school and Liam was like, oh gosh, I hope I'm ready for this test, and no, that's no. And then Alex says, no, Liam, you've been studying. You are ready for this test. You are going to do fantastic. And that's what I want. I want him to realize, nope, we need to switch that just a little bit. And it just makes me so happy to see that. And I'm telling you, if you guys do those little bitty things for your family, for your friends, it really makes a difference, not only for them, but for yourself. Things are tough. I understand that. And things can be hard, but there's always a bright, shining light in those things. My mother-in-law is 100 years old and she always looks for the positive in things. She calls the boys and tells them to have a great day at school. She called them this morning on the way to school, telling them to have a great day. And she's always looking at how amazing life is and what she can bring to them. And that positive mindset that she has kept and her healthy lifestyle have kept her going for this long and still doing so well and thriving. And that's exactly what I want for my children and for everybody. Because if you maintain that healthy lifestyle, you are happier, right? And it's easier to show others how they can have that as well and put those positive spins on life, because that is key to everything. The way we look at things really affects our health, because if we are a negative person, it's going to negatively affect our health. It truly is. There is so much research showing that. So smile. They are contagious. Just like yawning is contagious, so is a smile. I'm telling you, if you smile at somebody, it makes a huge difference. I did this experiment when I was in college, and I did this for so long. I would smile at people and see if they smile back. Then I would say hi to them. Then I would smile and say hi. And you would see the difference of what just a smile makes and how it is. You should just pass it along. It is so important. So the first step in healthy living truly is feeding your mind positivity. It is key. Then all the rest will come with your healthy living. But first, everything starts up here. That's what everything you have to win it here first. I know there's even like chess masters. They can look at the board and they played the whole game in their head. I guarantee the Kansas City Chiefs had already played every one of those plays in their head before they won the Super Bowl, because that's exactly what happens. And when things get in your head, it's done. I'll give you one more example about Alex. So, as a goalie, it's tough being a goalie mom. It's tougher, I think, as I sit there and watch. But he has some amazing goalie coaches, and they tell him when the puck goes in, yes, I understand. We hope it doesn't go in, but when it does, you have to reset. The scoreboard is 0-0 again. Do not look at it. Everything is new, because you've got another one of those pucks coming at you, right? Just like we have life coming at us every day. So reset. If something bad happens, just like they tell Alex, the scoreboard is 0-0 again, okay? Start over and start with a positive attitude and be ready to stop those 90-mile-an-hour pucks that are flying at you, because life will happen. But stop them with a smile, and you will see a big difference in your health and wellness. My name is Amy Gill, your pharmacist that cares.